Let the stillness of my presence surround you right now. Let your weary heart hear this absolute, unchanging truth. I have never failed you. Not once. And I am certainly not going to begin failing you today. Every time the sun breaks over the horizon, painting the sky with the first golden rays of dawn, let it serve as a visible, undeniable reminder that my mercies are entirely new for you. The exact same hands that stretched out the heavens, the hands that were pierced with nails out of a boundless love for you, are the hands holding your life together in this very moment. Nothing about your current financial struggle has caught me by surprise. Nothing about your future is beyond my sovereign power. Look at the sparrows that fly freely outside your window. They do not anxiously store up food for tomorrow. They do not pace the floor in panic, wondering how they will survive the coming winter. They do not lose their song because the economy of the world is shaking. Yet I make absolutely sure that they are fed, sustained, and cared for every single day. The wildflowers in the field do not toil or spin, yet they are clothed in beauty that far surpasses the greatest earthly kings. If I lovingly provide for the birds that greet the dawn and the flowers that fade by dusk, how much more do you think I care for you? You are not a bird. You are not a flower. You are my beloved child. Your very name is permanently engraved into the palms of my hands. I willingly endured the agony of the cross because your soul was infinitely valuable to me. Do you think the God who paid for your eternity with his own blood will somehow abandon you when it comes to your earthly needs? Do not measure my ability by the balance in your bank account. Measure your circumstances against the immeasurable greatness of my love. Perhaps you have been praying for a financial breakthrough that seems endlessly delayed. You have waited patiently, you have held on to hope, yet the answers seem to remain hidden, obscured by the fog of your present reality. But today, I am asking you to let your faith rise higher than the rising tide of your fear. My timing is never careless, and my provision never runs dry. I am the Lord who stood on a hillside, took 5 small loaves of bread and 2 fish, and multiplied them until thousands of hungry people were completely satisfied, with baskets overflowing left behind. I am the one who attended a wedding and transformed ordinary water into the finest wine, stepping in when their resources had completely run out to prevent their shame. I can take what little you have in your hands right now and multiply it in ways your human mind cannot even begin to fathom. The resources of heaven are completely unlimited, and they are never affected by earthly inflation, recession, or lack. The enemy of your soul has been relentlessly whispering lies into your mind. He thrives in the shadows of your anxiety. He wants you to believe that lack is your permanent identity. He whispers that your current struggle is proof that I am angry with you, or that your past mistakes have disqualified you from my blessing. He tries to convince you that disappointment is the only future waiting for you, and that your prayers are merely bouncing off a silent, brass heaven. He wants you to drown in a sea of shame, comparing yourself to others who seem to prosper effortlessly, making you feel small, forgotten, and deeply inadequate. But I am speaking to you right now to silence every single one of those demonic lies with the sheer power of my truth. I am your good shepherd, and because I am your shepherd, you shall not want. When I step into your situation, scarcity immediately loses its authority. Fear is stripped of its voice. The spirit of poverty is broken. Hope begins to breathe again in the deepest chambers of your heart. I am not a distant deity watching your struggles from afar. I am intimately acquainted with all your ways. I see every sacrifice you have made. I see every time you chose to give even when it hurt. I know the dreams you have quietly set aside because you could not afford to pursue them. I am drawing near to the brokenhearted today. I am coming not only to provide a solution for your finances, but to bring profound healing to your bruised heart, lasting peace to your frantic mind, and supernatural strength to your exhausted soul. This is not just another fleeting moment of comfort. This is a divine invitation to lay every single heavy burden at my feet. I own the cattle on 1,000 hills. All the silver is mine, and all the gold is mine. I speak absolute abundance into the empty places of your life. I know that the greatest battle you are fighting right now is not actually in your wallet. It is in your mind. Your deepest struggle is your hesitation to completely release control. You hold onto your fears so tightly, gripping them until your knuckles are white, because you have been conditioned to believe that you must figure everything out by yourself. You endlessly replay worst-case scenarios, projecting catastrophe into a future that has not even arrived. You lose precious hours of rest trying to solve tomorrow's problems with today's depleted strength, entirely forgetting that I am already standing in your tomorrow. I have already prepared the answers you cannot yet see. True faith begins at the exact boundary where your illusion of control ends. The very moment you finally release those overwhelming burdens into my scarred hands is the moment your heart will experience a peace that defies all human understanding. I never intended for my children to be crushed beneath the suffocating pressure of debt, uncertainty, or constant, gnawing worry. I invite you to come to me exactly as you are, tired, overwhelmed, discouraged, and even profoundly confused. You do not have to pretend that everything is fine when you are in my presence. You do not have to hide your tears. Pour out your heart to me. Cast all your anxiety upon me, because my care for you is boundless and eternal. Let your heart anchor itself in this truth. Your confidence no longer needs to depend on your own limited earthly resources, but on heaven's completely unlimited supply. King David faced enemies, betrayal, and circumstances far beyond his control, yet he learned the secret of unshakable stability. He declared, "Cast your burden upon the Lord, and he shall sustain you." Notice that I do not merely observe your struggles with passive sympathy. I actively sustain you through them. I provide a firm foundation beneath your feet when the ground of your finances feels like it is crumbling away. I surround you with my protective presence when everything else in the world feels frighteningly unstable. There are doors standing directly in your path right now that no amount of human striving, clever networking, or desperate effort can ever force open. There are miraculous opportunities and blessings that no earthly connection can manufacture for you. But I am the Waymaker. I am the one who places before you an open door that absolutely no one can shut. When I decree divine favor over your life, no economic downturn can permanently block it. No rejection letter can cancel my sovereign plan for you. No delay can destroy the destiny I have written for your life. It is so easy to become deeply discouraged when opportunities seem to disappear one after another, when you submit applications and hear only deafening silence, or when you watch others move forward while you feel hopelessly stuck in a perpetual waiting room. But hold onto this truth with everything you have. My delays are never my denials. While you are waiting, while you feel completely stagnant, I am actively working behind the scenes for your absolute good. Even in the silence, I am moving. I am arranging divine appointments that you know nothing about. I am changing the hearts of people you have not even met yet. I am preparing blessings that are so substantial. They require this exact season of character preparation within you before they can be safely poured out. Remember the story of Joseph. He endured betrayal, false accusations, and years in a dark prison cell. From a human perspective, every closed door looked like a catastrophic failure. Yet at the perfectly appointed time, one single conversation, one divine opportunity, changed his entire life in a matter of hours. I lifted him from the dungeon to the palace in a single day. The exact same God who orchestrated Joseph's miraculous breakthrough is currently orchestrating yours. Heaven never sleeps. While you are resting, I am working. While you are weeping, I am preparing. While you are praying, I am moving colossal mountains that your eyes cannot yet see. I want to address the silent, unseen wounds that this season of financial stress has inflicted upon your soul. These are the deep, hidden injuries that cannot be measured by a bank statement. I see how the constant pressure has stolen the joy from your mornings and the peace from your nights. I see how it has eroded your confidence, making you question your worth and your abilities. You carry a heavy sense of failure, a feeling that you have somehow let down the people who depend on you. But hear my voice speaking directly into that place of shame. Your identity is not tied to your income. Your worth is not determined by your net worth, your job title, or your ability to perfectly manage every crisis. Your identity is found entirely and eternally in me. You are fully known, deeply cherished, and perfectly loved. I do not value you for what you can produce. I value you simply because you are mine. I have come to gently bind up these internal wounds. Like a loving shepherd tenderly caring for an injured sheep, I am lifting you into my arms right now. I am speaking absolute peace over the chaotic storms in your mind. I am beginning the holy work of restoring the places within you that life has so callously bruised. Do not mistake my silence for absence. Just as a seed undergoes its most critical, transformative growth buried in the dark, silent earth long before a single green shoot breaks the surface, I am accomplishing a profound, unseen work within your character. I am replacing your fragile human self-reliance with an unshakable dependence on my grace. I am burning away the temporary things you once trusted, so that you can stand firmly on the eternal rock of my promises. Your endurance is building a spiritual resilience that will serve you for the rest of your life on this earth. Because of this unshakable truth, I am calling you today to a higher level of faith. I am asking you to do something that defies all human logic. I am asking you to thank me before the miracle even arrives. Gratitude is the most profound expression of absolute trust. Anyone can sing my praises after the breakthrough is visibly in their hands, after the check has cleared, after the job has been offered. But the heart that chooses to worship me while still standing in the barren valley demonstrates a radical, world-overcoming faith. Before I performed the miracle of multiplying the loaves and fishes, I did not focus on the overwhelming lack. I lifted my eyes toward heaven and gave thanks for what was there. The miracle of abundance began with a simple prayer of gratitude. When you choose to thank me in advance, you are confidently declaring to the spiritual realm that you know I am faithful. You are saying, Lord, I thank you because I know you are already working in ways I cannot yet comprehend. Even when your circumstances seem to scream that there is no hope, look closely, and you will find countless evidences of my goodness. I gave you breath this morning. My grace has sustained you through every previous trial you thought would destroy you. When you enter my presence with thanksgiving, you completely shift your focus away from the intimidating size of your problems and magnify the infinite greatness of your provider. Worry acts as a magnifying glass for your obstacles, but gratitude acts as a magnifying glass for my power. Fear obsessively counts what is missing, but thanksgiving joyfully remembers every miracle I have ever performed. Think of Paul and Silas, beaten and chained in a dark, cold prison cell. Their circumstances were utterly bleak. Yet instead of complaining, they lifted their voices in songs of praise. Their worship shifted the atmosphere, the earth shook, the prison doors flew wide open, and every chain was shattered. Your breakthrough will be preceded by your praise. Your freedom will be surrounded by your worship. As you trust me for this financial increase, I also want you to learn to ask for my divine protection over everything I have already entrusted to your care. The enemy delights in creating chaos, in bringing sudden, unexpected expenses that drain your resources just as you begin to make progress. But I place my impenetrable shield of protection over your current employment, over your business endeavors, over your investments, and over your home. I rebuke the devourer for your sake. I command a blessing upon the work of your hands. When you labor with integrity, diligence, and a heart surrendered to me, ordinary efforts begin to produce extraordinary, supernatural results. And for the years you weep over, the years you feel have been completely wasted, the opportunities that slipped through your fingers, the businesses that failed, the relationships that suffered under the crushing weight of poverty, hear my covenant promise to you. I will restore to you the years that the locust has eaten. I do not merely replace the lost items, I redeem the time itself. I can take what looked like an absolute failure and transform it into the central pillar of your greatest testimony. I am making all things new. I am breathing life back into your dead dreams. Do not let the heavy chains of regret hold you captive to a past that cannot be changed. Look forward with bright, burning hope, for I am doing a new thing. It is springing forth even now. Therefore, rise up today. Shake off the heavy garments of despair. Let the heavy burden of providing slide off your weary shoulders and into my capable, eternally strong hands. Go about your day with a radically lightened heart, walking in the absolute confidence that the Creator of the universe is actively, fiercely, and lovingly working on your behalf. Trust me with your finances. Trust me with your family. Trust me with your future. I will never leave you. I will never forsake you. I am Christ, your Lord, your Savior, and your faithful, unfailing provider. Rest deeply in my love today, and watch how I make a glorious way where there seems to be no way.